All right, Jim, so first of all, can I get you to say and spell your name for me?
Jim Cornelsen, Jimcornelsen.
And what's your title?
CEO of Kamloops Race Central.
Okay, so tell me about how long this barrel racing event was in the works for you.
February 27th was announced on social media.
6th.
March 5th, we opened up entries for the race. And then throughout the month of March, we would update it as to how, how it's going with sponsorship, gifts, all of the rest of it.
Now, what kind of protocols did you have to put in place prior to the event?
Oh, many protocols. So we knew that it was an outdoor event. It had to stay to 10 or less. With the camping, we knew we needed 24 feet between trailers, which meant bringing in extra panels, signage. We implemented one-way traffic in, one-way traffic out. Implemented people taking temperatures at the top gate, make sure. We did several posts, as well as on the entry forms, the girls checked the box saying they've read the COVID bylaws, our own bylaws, and we're in complete compliance with following them. And then Wednesday, when Bonnie Henry announced that she shut the restaurants down, I called our local health authority, talked to her, and she gave us suggestions how to change the restaurant for takeout only. So we did that on Wednesday. After like Thursday morning, we did all that. Yeah, but so we were in total compliance, working with FNHI all the way through, as we did last year. We did several COVID barrel races last year. This year I felt that with the stricter guidelines and numbers being up, that it was beneficial to cancel Little Britches Rodeo, high school rodeos, and our own pro rodeo. We had the Calgary Stampede stock contractor coming for the signs over there, but we're pretty excited about that event. We postponed it to August 20th, and then about 2 weeks ago canceled it completely to 2022. I need to stress that these barrel races are my income, a big part of my revenue stream, and I don't feel it's fair that, not picking on golf courses, but they have tee times and they put 400 to 500 golfers through a day. It's everywhere I look around me, I'm wondering, as you can see here, there's 300 people working every day with their strict COVID guidelines. And in no way I want this to come across that I'm jealous or upset. It's just, I'm looking for fairness for these girls. These girls, I wasn't a barrel racer guy, and the first barrel race I saw was the first one I put on. But to see how these girls interact with their horses, the time and effort, the money they have invested in it, and to see the little ones growing up and bettering their time as they race. It's a cloverleaf pattern. They race against the clock, one at a time, 5 in a 300 by 140 outdoor arena, and 5 on deck. We implemented last year, because of COVID, time slots so that the girls came in, ran, and left, similar to a tee time at a golf course. We followed this to a T. We went the extra effort because of 0 spectators. I hired a company, Mountain Edge Productions, to come and live stream the event, as I got lots of requests from grandma and grandpas and moms, and they all wanted to watch their little ones. And so it was a way to add some more safety to the event, and I was blindsided. I worked very diligently, very hard to make this work.
At what point, sorry,
go ahead.
At what point did you hear from someone that this was not okay?
10:41 p.m. Thursday night.
Okay, and who
I thought it was Dr. Bonnie Henry's office. I thought it was a prank call, because a government calling me at 10:41 p.m. on a Easter holiday, and then Thursday morning they showed up, and the whole thing unraveled. Fought hard all day to make it work, and didn't prevail. Don't understand it. And the look on those policemen's faces, they saw those girls. You should have saw it. And if you look out in that infield, there isn't a pop can. 50 acres. Those girls were disappointed. Some of them spent thousands of dollars to get here and get set up and have a great weekend. And Friday's their first run out of the gate. Second, it just gets better. And I was going to surprise them all on Saturday and add some admin fees to an average. We would have paid out $58,000 in prizes over the weekend. And that money helps them. And a lot of the girls are training horses through these jackpots, and they sell them, and that's their revenue stream. The community stepped up like unbelievable. It was just overwhelming, you know, with the added money, machinery, volunteers. These girls need to run, and there's a safe way they can run. And I proved that last year. We ran all year, some nice events, followed protocol. This thing that happened this weekend is an atrocity. It's a lack of communication. That phone call I had at 10:41 p.m., 3/4 of the way through the phone call, the doctor slipped it out. There was indoor. I said, I don't even have a indoor arena big enough to run a standard pattern. And then after realizing that, I asked, could you reconsider and go back? She said, no, we've already had our meeting and you need to shut this down. So I don't know what the motives are of everybody involved that wanted to shut down so badly, but I don't think they're pure.
How many participants were there?
320-ish.
Yeah. And I know that there was some concern, at least from Kamloops, about the people coming from out of province. Yeah. Were there several from out of province?
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to add to that, these girls are at home in their own bubbles, living their lives. They load their horse trailers, their feed, their pens, maybe a dog. They drive down here in a pickup alone. They set up here alone, and because they're on a 1,000-pound animal that's worth anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000, they're not going to let that animal get kicked by another animal that doesn't know it. These horses are their lifeblood. It's why they do it. And then when you meet a barrel racer, you'll know why.
How were the participants feeling when they found out they had to kind of pack it up?
Oh, just disheartened. And the worst was not knowing, I think, for them. I wanted to publicly come out and say something, but it was a day-long fight to try to keep it. It is what it is. It's just really an unjust thing. And it, even like in the infield, you know, 320 scares you. Have a look. Everybody's in their own bubble, getting ready for that next day run, making sure that horse is watered, carrying water. Like, this is a different kind of world. This isn't a music festival or a party. These girls take this serious. And more of us rodeo types or owners need to have Bonnie Henry come down here and sit with us or Zoom and figure out a way, because there are some events that are safe, and barrel racing is one that you can do safely. And you're standing out here, what, like, man, oh man, this as close as you and I are, that's as close as any barrel racer is going to get. It's sad. I have May 8th, May 9th, Mother's Day race coming, a slot race in June, and some big events planned. The horse barn tills don't shut off during an event. 2 tills running steady. Purity feeds, all these guys, tractors, guys, everybody makes money off these girls. It's time to wake up. I look on the COVID bylaws and the COVID rules. I see baseball, soccer, all these sports I don't even hardly know, and not one equine sport on that list. Not one. Why is that? I don't know. We need to, but if you're watching this news, Bonnie, I invite you to sit down to a nice civil conversation and how we can make this work.
Have you had any discussions with Interior Health over all of this?
No, a little bit with the doctor from Kelowna while it was unraveling. As we're on Secwepemc territory, we abide by the nation's laws. Chief and council, I want to get together and talk to them. I have a very transparent relationship with them. I think it was just a miscommunication somewhere between local and the office, because the number that called me was a 604 number. So I think it was just a communication problem, and if we can get that sorted out. And, it's unfortunate that they didn't. I mean, even the police requested that somebody from health come down and inspect to see what really was going on. They were quite overwhelmed. They refused to. So I don't know if they were just panicked or scared because of this COVID numbers rising, but as Bonnie Henry says, stay safe. Well, what about her mental health? You need to see these kids. The one kid I met over here was all over Facebook wanting to do himself in, and he's been around horses, cleaning stalls, brushing them, riding them, and he walks around with his head high, and you know, that horse looks into his soul and he feels good about himself. These are things that we need as people. I know lockdowns and everything's got its purpose, but there's a way to do both. And it's time that the rodeo world get a say in this. That's probably all I got to say.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
We'll just get a quick picture.
Don't come. We stress that a lot. Do not come. And then we took temperatures at the gate coming in. No, we did a thorough job of this last year. So I don't know of any cases that came out of our rodeo events at all, but we were very careful too.
That's great.
Okay.